All right, welcome everybody to the show. Hope everybody is doing great out there at the start of a brand new week. All right, and it looks like we are good to go. So let's go ahead and put the chat to the side. So anybody joining this live stream right now while we're live, please leave your comments and questions in the chat, and I'll be sure to get to it guaranteed at the end of the stream. For everybody else watching post-stream, welcome to the show. This is episode 9 of the How to Succeed series. Today's topic is synchronicity, an extremely important topic. So, once again, on the side of wisdom, everything required in order to build and sustain, maintain a perfect relationship with your lifelong partner, if you're fortunate enough to even have one. If you're in the boyfriend-girlfriend stage, it's completely possible. But it's up to you and your partner to make it happen. Sounds cliche, but it's the truth. And that's exactly why many people fail in the relationship department, because they lack everything that I'm about to discuss. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into it, shall we? All right, so synchronization means to coincide, agree, or make necessary adjustments in order to achieve a perfect understanding or perfect mastery of any given function within a relationship. That's what synchronization means. It's all about the efforts of you and your partner clicking together. If you ever look at the insides of a watch, which go to my video section, Gears of Love. It's like the last video that I published recently. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Every single little detail matters. We're just going to get right into it. Let's just get right into it, because every single little detail matters. All right. It starts off with a solid checklist of everything you desire from your partner. Are they prepared to do whatever it takes to make you feel happy forever? Be honest and write with great detail what your checklist is. I'm not asking for 100 bullet points. Try to make it short. The 5 most important things. And then maybe another 5 for a perfect 10 if you want. Things that don't mean that much to you, but you would like to see or develop in your relationship. But you have to have things that are uncompromisable. You see, that's what makes me controversial with the typical mediocre mindset. I don't promote compromise, because you're not getting what you want. If you're going to go order food from a restaurant and they forget this and that, are you going to be satisfied? Are you getting what you paid for? No. That's called an unsatisfied customer. But in life, we can get what we want. And that's the beauty of love, because love makes it happen. You're going to be willing to give her everything she wants, just as much as she's going to be willing and passionate enough to give you everything you want. That's love. It's not this for that. It's not a business transaction. It's the way love functions. Love functions this way. You give and you receive. If you're not receiving enough love and you're giving too much love, there's an imbalance. Synchronization guarantees that everything is functioning at maximum efficiency, not just being effective. So that checklist, I have a checklist. All of it's been checked off. That's what perfection is all about. You reach that goal, all those goals, and you maintain them. You don't just reach it once and put it to the side. No. Once you reach a goal, you maintain that goal, because otherwise you're going to have a set of memories that you're going to be looking back at and say, you remember that time when we did XYZ? Why aren't you still doing XYZ? That's it. That's all you guys got? A few good memories? Then what's the point? What's the point of living together now and forever? That's all you have in the tank? That's called mediocrity. Do not settle for mediocrity. Lowered expectations, no. Expect more from yourself and from your partner. That's what love is. Anybody who can't handle that, mediocrity and misery awaits you. Oh, and the relationship will fail, by the way. You can be stubborn and drag it on for the rest of your life, but you're not going to be happy. And you're going to take it out on others, including on yourself. We don't want that. Be realistic with your checklist, but also be enthusiastically ambitious. Your partner should strongly desire to grow the passion necessary to reach their maximum potential as you reach yours in return. I have to emphasize that. It's a two-way street. It works both ways. You know, it takes two to tango. Your maximum potential. That's the beauty of falling in love and then staying in love and growing the love that you guys have for each other. Because you end up reaching your maximum potential and so does she. This is what is called ideal. A plant doesn't stop growing. It doesn't say, oh, you know what, I don't feel like it. And the reality is, who cares? Oh, boy. If only humans could function just like a plant in that regard. You know, just keep growing. No. You know, they got to deviate like weeds. You know, there's some good weeds out there like, I don't know, milk thistle and dandelion, but we're not going to be talking about that. I'm talking about weeds that, like crabgrass. There's nothing good about crabgrass. It kills other grass. End of story. So, let's go ahead and move on. Your maximum potential, okay? This is part of the synchronization process. This is why synchronization is supposed to exist between two serious partners in a lifelong relationship. Otherwise, you're just goofing around and not learning anything and you're not growing, and we don't want that. No fear, no limits, no excuses. There should be no limitation when it comes to loving each other. Perfect synchronization requires every box to be checked. No fear, no doubt, no excuses. That's right. I mean, you ever heard the term anything less than the best? No. You don't accept anything less than the best, right? There's certain scenarios where you just can't do that. There is no compromise. I mean, when it comes to your vehicle safety or the safety of the structure of your own home, you don't want the Leaning Tower of Pisa, do you? And you don't want a car that's going to break down on you on your way to work or on your way to this and that and possibly causing an accident. You can't accept anything less than the best. Your relationship is no different. It's not that it's a machine or building. It's the same concept. You should look up the Japanese word kaizen. That's why Toyota is pretty much the best brand across the world overall. They always seek to perfect the manufacturing process and design process. They never stop perfecting. So if you just put that same level of effort in your own relationship, you're guaranteed to succeed. But here's the key. Both of you have to have the same attitude and the same level of passion. So it depends on the both of you. No excuses. All right. People who fail always say the same thing. Nobody is perfect, or that perfection is impossible to achieve. That's precisely the reason why they will forever live as failures. It's you need to erase that nonsense from your mind. I don't care who said it. A celebrity, your family members, a friend, a colleague. You have to eliminate that garbage from your mind that nobody's perfect. You want to live that mediocre, miserable life? Go right on ahead. I'm not going to stop you. But I really wish that you don't get serious with anybody out there as far as a relationship is concerned. And if you actually have someone, a partner to love, and you both believe imperfections are okay, you're going to fail. It's just a matter of time. You can live in denial as in the moment if you want and say, because laziness is always justified. I can just sit on a couch and be like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything today. I'm just going to complain and whine and be angry all the time. Anybody can do that. Anybody can sit there and whine about their responsibilities and the opportunities that they have to reach their maximum potential. Don't be a loser, guys. Don't be glued to your couch complaining to the rest of the world and to yourself and living a miserable life on and offline. Don't do that. It's up to you to erase that garbage from your mind and from your heart if you actually believe in such nonsense, that perfection doesn't exist. It's proven that it does exist. It's a state of being. It's a state of improvement. That's why the word even exists. If perfection didn't exist, then there wouldn't even be a word for it. Seriously. All right. Silly excuses such as claiming that perfection is impossible simply means that such a person is lazy, non-committed, non-devoted, and most certainly not in love even in the slightest. Once again, I don't care if they're with a partner or not. If the garbage is in your mind, the garbage is going to pass down into your heart and into your soul. And you'll forever be an empty shell destined to be a loser forever. You have to believe in love 100% and then some. Especially to eternally love someone. That's beyond life itself. So, respect the mysteries of life, for nobody has the answers beyond life itself. But you're free to believe whatever you want to believe. But when it comes to love, you better be worshiping each other, I'll tell you that much. Your religion should be each other. That's right. Obsessed with each other in a healthy way. So, if not, then you're going to have lowered expectations and ultimately a failed relationship. So, ask yourself what is possible. What are you willing to accept as possible? Because the more you lean to the impossible, the more you miss out on life. That's why I say the term losers, because you're missing out on what life could be. The possibilities. You're negating those possibilities. To live happily ever after every single day. Yes, it is possible. That's what I currently live, and I'm trying to pass it on to everybody out there. But if you want to be skeptical, if you want to be doubtful, that's your loss, not mine. So, it's just like a tutor. I'm trying to help you pass an exam. You don't want my help? That's your prerogative. I'll just go on to the next person who actually wants my help, and then guess what? They get an A+ on the exam because I know what I'm talking about. And there's the proof in the pudding. Their success is my success. That's why we have coaches who train Olympic athletes. The coaches don't do all the flips. They used to do all the flips and tricks, but now it's the students' turn, right? That's just how life functions. You learn from the best to be the best. That's what teamwork is all about. So why not strive to be the best? Devotion, desire, loyalty, faithfulness, lust, perseverance, dedication, focus, tenacity, servitude, flawless obsession. Synchronization is all about passionate perfection. Do you have all of these words in your mind and heart and soul? Do you live by this every single day? That's what my video is all about, the Lover's Creed. Go check out that video. What's your Lover's Creed? You don't have to write it down. But do you feel it with all your heart and soul? Do you believe in it? Do you think about it? Do you think about ways of perfecting your relationship? If this is not on your mind every day, and you have excuses like, oh, I'm too stressed from work, I'm too stressed from this, I got problems, then you're not fit to be in a relationship. Sorry. So go ahead and be single, and especially if both of you have the same weak mentality. It's not going to work. So you either fix it now or never. Because the fate of your relationship is in both of your hands. Both of each other's hands. And that's just the way it is. So you have to have all of these in mind and in your heart and soul. The key to a perfect lifelong relationship is a successful synchronization of both partners. It is the process of becoming one without the possibility of separation. There is no going back when it comes to true love. The key is always moving forward. So any ridiculous arguments need to go out the window. Any doubts need to go out the window. Unless there's a reason to doubt. If your partner's giving you reason to doubt their loyalty to you, their respect, their honor, their devotion and dedication, always putting you first. Your partner needs to always put you first as a priority. And in most cases, even in first before your own kids. Your kids are going to have to live their own lives one day, so you have to prepare them as parents. That's what your role is. You can love your kids all you want. But your main priority is to teach them how to make this world a better place. That's what the goal is as parents, to teach your kids how to make this world a better place. And that they grow up to be respectable people. And hopefully you're somebody respectable as well. And then they'll have to commit their own honor and dedication in order to achieve their success in their own relationship one day. You gotta let go. And guess who you're coming back to after the kids leave the house? That's right. You're coming back to with your partner. So if your relationship was neglected during the time that you raise your kids, guess who's gonna have a bad day? Yeah, that's right. A failed relationship. Mom and dad just got divorced because the kids left the house and they didn't take care of their precious relationship while they were raising kids. It happens, unfortunately. All right. Very powerful word there, success. All right. When a couple finally achieves a state of true bliss, no arguments, no misunderstandings, no negative energy of any kind, only then are they prepared for eternal love. You know, eternity is a big word. It really is. It means now and forever and ever. That's why it's and ever after. The unknown, whatever's beyond life itself. That's how much you have to love your partner. It isn't just, oh, I'm attracted to my partner. They give me company. Oh, man, that's just weak sauce. When you speak about your partner, you better speak of them on the highest level. The highest passionate level. Otherwise, there is no eternity. There is no eternity. Only fear and doubt await the both of you. You guys have to be the strongest couple alive. Not in competition with others. In competition between yourselves. It's about how much love you give each other each and every single day. You know, synchronization is an everyday process until you guys feel like you finally become one. And that's why I tell many people at least 10 years being together with your partner. It's a long process. Imagine, I just said it, no arguments, no misunderstandings, no negative energy of any kind. It's more than you think, and it requires more effort than you think. The good news is the more you love each other each and every single day, the easier that's going to be. So love will always be the locomotive, the driving force. Speaking of force, those who lack such an elite level of commitment and passion are guaranteed to fail no matter how many people they date, no matter how many people they marry. You ever heard of somebody marrying 2 or 3 or even Steven Seagal himself with, 5 wives, ex-wives? These are people who never get it. They never got it. And their partners never did either. So, it really is in your guys' hands out there. You can't just put a ring on it and expect everything to work out just fine. Or pop out a few kids and expect, okay, everything will be fine because we have something to do now. No. It doesn't work that way. I mean, you can't. In marriage is either if you get married or not. That doesn't mean you can't become soulmates. But typically, marriage is the goal between most people. But you can't even speak about marriage. You can't just run into, only fools rush in, right? You have to be certain, which we'll go over a little bit later. We live in a world where sadly the majority of people are far too weak to successfully synchronize the smallest of details, thus living in fear, insecurity, and perpetual misery. It's all in the details. So, oh, honey, I don't know. I don't want to talk about this. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about, well, I don't know. That type of mediocre relationship is unproductive. It reminds me of the Animaniacs with Pinky and the Brain. What we doing today, Brian? The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try and take over the world. I mean, if you're going to have a mediocre relationship doing the same thing every single day, you're not growing. It's not Netflix and chill and just go to work from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, or including weekends and working that second or third job. You guys got to be fit, both of you. And for a relationship, you guys got to have enough time to nurture each other, to grow. Communication. If you guys don't have time, then you'll never have time. As long as you're going to maintain that type of routine lifestyle. And this is the most reasons why, couples break up and divorce. They don't care about the finer details. And they do live in fear and insecurity. Maybe it's post-trauma from their blood families. Maybe it was negative experiences with previous partners. I don't care what it is. You can't bring all that negative baggage into your new relationship and play the victim. Because your partner is not your psychologist. You need to be your own psychologist. Fix that mess. Fix yourself mentally. Fix yourself emotionally. And if you have to fix yourself physically by whipping yourself into shape, do it. Your partner can't do those things for you. So you shouldn't burden them with them even trying to do that. Because if they fail, which they will, because nobody can change you except yourself, you're going to end up taking it out on them and continue playing the victim. This is an unhealthy relationship. It's actually abusive if you have one partner or both playing the victim. You guys got to work together. Help each other fix yourselves. It's a crazy world we have where people go out there and say, hey, psychologist, hey, doctor, fix me. It's a little too late for that. You came to me at a very late stage in the process, and it's irreversible at this point. Good luck. Oh, my goodness. So here we are. Stop being immature. These days, there are far too many immature people accepting mediocrity and suffering as their own collective reality. Far too many people who lack what eternal true love requires. You're not prepared, you're not prepared. It's just like, that's why we have driving school, right? Go over the basics, but that doesn't guarantee you're going to be a great driver. The real fear comes when you're actually out there driving with these maniacs, changing lanes without their blinkers and speeding up right behind you, not maintaining at least one car length away, and all types of yada yadas. Or you yourself speeding because you got, most accidents happen when you're almost home. Because you want to just speed and get home and just, no. You have to have patience and self-control at all times. This also applies in a relationship. It's normal in the beginning to have a few arguments and disagreements. But that's actually bad. That's something to be proud of and consider. Just because it's normal, which means a pattern, doesn't mean it should be accepted as natural for the future. You guys got to fix that. That's what synchronization is all about. How do we stop arguing about the same stupid things that are already in the past or that we'll never agree on? That's why in my book I called it conflictive arguments and beliefs, conflicted beliefs and arguments. It's a section. Because it really does come down to that. It's immature to say, well, I believe this and she believes that, so there's a problem. Well, which is it? Are your beliefs on top of the person that you love? For instance, if your partner's an atheist and you're a Christian, who cares? You guys are talking about the unknown parts of life anyways. Be mature. Don't be stupid. Don't say, well, if you don't believe in God, we can't live together. And then the other one's like, well, if you're not an atheist, then we can't live together. I mean, to each their own. But why are you guys together in the first place? See, all of this nonsense should have been cleared since the beginning. And, goodness forbid that you guys are political, because that's the ultimate of immaturity. Well, I'm a Republican. She's a Democrat. We argue all the time. Oh, my goodness gracious. Just, you guys got to get, no, that's just a formula for separation. There's too much immaturity. I don't care about Democrat, Republican. That's nonsense. They're two wings of the same corrupted bird anyways. You guys are the immature ones. You need to stop being immature with, oh, my political party. That's not what a relationship is about. How stupid can you be? Understand? When it comes to a relationship, we're talking about love without any of these topics. These silly topics. It's not compromise. It's eliminating that which is not important in order for love to function and to grow. You guys got to believe everything, the same beliefs, the same agreements, everything across the dang table. Otherwise, you will fail. You cannot live life with disagreements about anything with your partner. You should be able to toss all that in the garbage can and say, you know what, that's not important in our lives. How about we just don't even talk about politics because it's stupid anyways? How about we don't talk about religion because that's a life-wasting thing anyways? How about we don't talk about, get obsessed with history or science or any of these other ridiculous topics that is sports and fixing cars and, wasting all this time separated over what? Because there's even relationships that separated by sports and going to the bar, maintaining old friendships, and that's taking away time for your precious relationship. You guys have no time to grow together. There is no domestic life. Oh, honey, I'm going to hang out with the boys. Oh, honey, I'm going to have a girls' night out. Grow up. I mean, once in a blue moon, but every single week? I mean, who are you in a relationship with? Your friends, your family? And I put that in my book as well. No, it's the both of you together. If you're really truly serious about your love for each other, it's not that nobody else exists. It's just that you guys are the priority. You guys come first. Everybody else is secondary. Maybe I have time for you. But like I said, far too many people who lack what eternal true love requires due to a huge amount of immaturity. Had to emphasize that part. If the shoe fits, better fix it. Perhaps one day more people will finally understand how much effort love requires, favoring maturity and wisdom over ignorance and mediocrity. Only time will tell. Here you go, Synchronized Fest. I wish this could actually be a class in school and college. A partner class, a class where they teach you how to fall in love and how to maintain love and about all the checks and the blocks and everything. Synchronization process. It's something that should be required education, but that's the problem. Why do you think classes like that don't exist? Only home education. Wow. It's just the world is upside down, so it's up to you to make sure that your life isn't. Don't live a life that's upside down when it comes to priorities. So, yeah, only time will tell. Sadly. Let's go over the basics. Synchronization with your partner means eliminating all forms of noise. That means distractions, interruptions, interference, a non-peaceful environment to collaborate in. That which interferes or jeopardizes the quality or security of your sacred lifelong relationship. So you have to learn how to be a great communicator and a great listener. Listener has the word listen, and listen has the word list. To list, to make a list, just like in the beginning of the stream. Your check blocks, right? So you have to listen to your partner and make sure that you agree with the messages that you're sending each other without any noise, any background noise. If you have kids, deal with the kids. Find a quiet spot. Maybe have a baby monitor, whatever it takes, babysitter, friend. But it's up to both of you to have quality communication every single day. I'm talking about looking in each other's eyes, for crying out loud. It doesn't have to be awkward. How much quality communication do you have with your partner on a daily basis? And for those of you who are single, how many times do you approach a member of the opposite sex and have a conversation with them? Or are you too scared? Or are you involved in the gender war? Well, I don't trust women anymore. I don't trust men. They're all this, they're all that. Go ahead and watch my gender war video. Not many people even bother to watch that one, but it's a very important video. It's very short. But I go over it in my movie, The Gender War. It's absolutely ridiculous. And my book. It's only for the immature and the poor communicators. Those who end up hating an entire sex. That's the most immature thing you can do. Because if you consider yourself a good person, then the probability is a fact that eventually you'll run into a good person from the opposite sex that you can collaborate and actually perfectly synchronize with. It's just a fact. If you exist and you claim to be the best of the best, then so does another person. You're not the only one. So the sooner you accept that fact, the sooner you can get on the road to finding the one and only for you. But if you want to continue believing all the garbage nonsense that soulmates don't exist, then you that's the easiest thing you can do, is just whine and complain and do absolutely nothing. Of course they don't exist, because you're not even trying. And if you tried and you quit, then you're a quitter. Right? Don't be a quitter. So synchronization with your partner means eliminating all forms of noise. And it's really that important. And noise can be bad advice from friends and family members, by the way, trying to sabotage your relationship. Mom and dad, or your brother, sister, or they want to get revenge, or they don't like you. There's a lot of sick, twisted schemers out there. All right. Synchronization requires both partners to agree with every little possible detail, every belief, every thought, every desire. It's the ultimate formula for everlasting love. As I said before, you can be no disagreements, no huge differences, especially when it comes with, you guys should be able to listen to each other and be like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Well, I kind of believe this might be the case. Treat it as a theory, not as a belief. Everything as a theory. That way you guys share with each other your beliefs and your thoughts. Eventually you guys ponder upon it from a neutral standpoint. Don't just take a side. Anybody can take sides. See both points of view. And then here's the key. Here's the kicker. Factor out what really matters. Does it matter that you guys see this differently? Does it really matter that much in order to say, you know what, this is going to be a problem? Because, in my movie, I go over sexual incompatibility in a form of compatibility. That's crucial. Sexual compatibility. That's a huge one. That's going to guarantee that if your partner is your fantasy, sexually and sensually, you'll never cheat on them. Because they represent 20 women in one. 20 men in one. Yes, it is possible. But it's up to you to master the art of sexuality and sensuality. It's always a choice, isn't it? Can't force the camel to drink from the water. Stress is for the weak. It is the responsibility of both partners to minimize and completely eliminate all forms of stress. Learn to be mentally and emotionally prepared for anything. I'm talking anything. We have a special word for that coming up soon. But stress, why are you going to stress over something? Why are you going to make a bad situation worse? If that's the case. Why are you going to worry about uncertainties in the future? You deal with what you can deal with now, and you stop moping about past decisions. You have to fix that as well. No regret, no surrender, because you can't live in the past. You can't worry about the future. Right now is the present moment. That's why they call it a present. It's a gift. Take it or leave it. And a lot of people are just stuck in misery and suffering because they're worried about the future and they can't get over the past. It's not just post-traumatic stress disorder or just post-traumatic stress. It's just regrets. Oh, maybe I should have done this. You know what? It's very interesting because nurses got together, I believe in the 90s or so, or even earlier. They all got together and they surveyed each other. They said, okay, what's the number one thing that people on their deathbeds regret the most, right? What's the topic that they talk about the most? It's regret. Well, I should have done this. Maybe I should have listened to this person. Maybe I should have, maybe I should have read Perfect Soulmate's book and watched his movie. No, I'm just kidding. That's not going to be on your deathbed. I certainly hope not. But it's always regret, and it's always that type of pain. It's like, you don't want to be that. You do not want to end up on your deathbed regretting the decisions that you made in life. This is your opportunity right now. The future is now. So you get it right now, with or without a partner. Because don't procrastinate. Don't kick the can down the road. Because you're going to run into it again, right? Don't be foolish. Make the changes that you need to make either today or as soon as possible. Because you're going to end up blaming either somebody else or yourself, and you're going to live a miserable pile of mess. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see other people suffering. And I hope you don't want to see yourself suffer either. It's about responsibility. So, mentally and emotionally prepared for anything. Stress is a killer. You do not... It really is. Stress really kills. Intelligence and wisdom are required in order to fully synchronize yourself with your partner. Successful couples always have a carefully, well thought out plan for everything, as I just said. Short-term, long-term, contingency, which is another word for emergency planning. Very important. That's right. So, that's where your imagination and creativity come into play. Both of you. You guys got to think, okay, what could happen right now? What could possibly happen in the future? What could happen if you and I both make these decisions or decisions separately? That's another reason to be open about everything. So you guys know that nothing can go wrong. There's a lot of relationships out there where the husband doesn't talk enough, or the wife doesn't talk enough, the silent treatment nonsense, or the machismo. Oh, I want to be in control over the money. That's a big one. No, I want to be in control of, the finances or what goes on. I'm the man of the house. All that nonsense is really so ridiculous. And it's not relationship material. But if you guys are a healthy couple, have a plan for everything. That way you don't have to stress if it actually happens. You'll be a leader when you need to be. If something happens to your partner, you can pick up the slack because you already know what to do. You guys have to be there for one another. Have each other's backs. Whatever the scenario is, there's too many scenarios to go over. All right. Okay. So, once again, wise and intelligent people know that life was not designed to be lived alone. Without someone to love with all of your heart and soul, those who say otherwise will be forever lost. This is true. The argument that you don't have to be in a relationship to be happy. Oh my goodness. That just hurts my brain to listen to. That is so immature. So it is. It's sad because they have no idea what happiness is. That's why they're saying such garbage. Oh, love doesn't exist. Soulmates don't exist. Garbage. That's because you have no idea what it feels like to be in love. What it feels like to finally achieve the status of soulmates with your partner. You don't have that level of commitment and dedication and desire. It's not in your heart or soul. So of course your mind is going to say such stupid things. I don't need anybody's help. I can do everything on my own. I don't fear anything. Well, congratulations on not fearing anything, but, it's okay to fear something in the beginning and to conquer that fear. But don't act all arrogant as if nothing bothers you. Everybody has feelings and emotions. Stop being so immature about it. It comes down to the question of maturity with people who live single lives. Oh, I can just, go with the prostitute. I can be a gigolo. I can I can be with multiple chicks. Oh, yeah, I got a few guys. Wow. You know what? And all those, polyamorous relationships are going to end one day. And I'm not going to be there to say I told you so. That's not worth my time. But I'll say it right now. I told you so. Oh my goodness. Be sure of yourself. Be sure of who you choose to live with for the rest of your life. Make sure they are sure and that both of you are sure about your love for each other. Got that? You might have to repeat that. So, not sure if I'm unsure or just not sure. It's one and the same thing, right? Yeah, so certainty is what we're talking about here. And might as well just jump right into it. Certainty is the relief of knowing that your decisions and progress are going exactly as expected. Make certain that you both feel certain every step of the way. There's no doubts. You shouldn't be guessing, oh, I wonder how my husband feels. I wonder what he's thinking. Oh, I wonder how my wife feels. I wonder what she's thinking. My girlfriend, my boyfriend. That level of uncertainty is high risk behavior. Because silence is weakness. It's anti-communicative. You can't have a healthy relationship with silence. And here's the worst one. When a couple has sex and, the male or female just rolls over and goes to bed, not saying a word. That's a failed relationship. If your partner doesn't hug you goodbye or hug you as a welcome back, that's a big red flag. And I'm going to have a stream soon, I think, about red flags. I'm still deciding upon that, but red flags is a huge topic that needs to be gone over because there's so many red flags. Small, medium, and big. It doesn't matter. If it's red, it's no good. It's garbage. It's toxic behavior. And think about that. Doing nothing can be toxic. Not taking action, necessary action, or speaking about something, staying silent is an action. Doing nothing is an action. You're choosing not to do that which is necessary in order to fix a problem, or address an issue, or communicate with each other on very important topics or situations that need to be resolved or discussed. That's non-participative. That's just garbage. And that's not the way anything functions in this life. Everything requires constant communication. Even the trees have roots that communicate with each other, other roots from other trees. You don't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. So you think nothing's going on underneath the soil. There's a lot going on underneath the soil. You just don't see it. So in a relationship, you need to bring all of it out on the table. All your cards on the table. Every single thing. Otherwise, love is out of the question. Because you have a high degree of uncertainty. Unresolved uncertainty. Hope you guys fix it. You don't want to live life in a question mark. because that's just bound for something very tragic or bad to happen. That's fear, is what uncertainty is. Fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. You guys need to know each other and know yourselves on an individual basis and on a mutual basis. So hence this image right here. Yes, it's kind of like telepathic, if you will. Successful synchronization, it all depends on you, your partner, and everything else discussed in this presentation. Never accept anything less than the best. I have to reemphasize that. Because if you do, you're bound to fail. It's just like the engine of a car. Would you like the the turbine engines on a flight that you're going transatlantic? Would you like those engines to be anything less than perfect? No, because your life and the lives of others are on the line, aren't they? How many feet in the air? 1,000 feet in the air or more, going at 600 miles per hour. You want those two engines to lack any sense of perfection? So how come your understanding when it comes to imperfections in a relationship, but there's no compromise when it comes to an aircraft with its engines? No, that has to be perfect. What about your relationship? You should act the same way. But that's something that you both got to engineer yourselves between yourselves, which requires communication, devotion, commitment, all of that. Understanding that if you guys have any disagreements, it's petty. Get rid of them. Love should supersede anything that you disagree upon. So you treat any disagreements as garbage, and you come up with a solution as a replacement. A solution that you both agree on. Got it? Get it? Good. So, it's the only way for two hearts to become one. Two souls. Soul mates. The mating of the souls. First, you guys gotta have attraction. Then you guys mate two hearts together. Synchronizing that. And then the two souls, ultimately. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the chat, see if there's any sign of intelligent life out there. Incredible. Okay, all right. Okay, good. Makes my job a lot easier. Nobody in the chat for now. Yeah, the start of the week is the busiest, so fully understand that. Well, here's a show for you. To enjoy your Monday, and I'll see you guys next time with another show. So take care out there. Don't stress.